Welcome. Today, our guest, Diane Audrey Ngako, is a creative entrepreneur who divides her time between many incredible ventures. These includes being the CEO for her communication agency, Omenkart, her passion for contemporary art, her publishing house, Baköu, and her podcast, Si Maman M'avait. In May 2016, Forbes magazine ranked her among the 30 most influential young people under the age of 30 on the African continent. She has worked as editor of Roots magazine, a paper magazine dedicated to Afro-Caribbean culture, Le Monde to cover Africa and its youth, TV5 Monde Africa news team as a columnist. She launched the Central African Art Fair in Douala in 2018, with a goal to create a generation of African buyers so that the continent's artistic creations is also consumed locally. Welcome to Storie with Linda.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for having me. I'm grateful.
Yes, it's great. It's great to have you here. And we were supposed to do this interview yesterday, but you were traveling. Where were you traveling from?
I was in Cotonou, Benin, where I'm planning to launch a new venture of my communication group. I can tell you now, I'm launching a company called Jinfi.
Okay.
And Jinfi in French, means pivoter. I don't know how to say that pivoter, like pivot, like
to fact pivot, that you pivot.
Yes, yes, and that's in Sosa. So a South African language, and I believe that's it's really important to know that no matter where you want to go, sometimes on the way you need to change your perspective.
Yes.
And with this new company, we will work with people working in politic environment, and with CEO. You know, because in Africa today, our leader face many crises, and they need to be prepared to manage that and to anticipate that too. So that's why I was in Cotonou, and then we were supposed to do it, but I was in my flight. I just take it like this, like life. It is what it is, and I'm in this perspective. I'm in this mood that I say, it was meant to be.
Yes.
If I take time, it means that it has to be like this. So yeah, and I think maybe today I'm in the better mood. Maybe my makeup is better than it was supposed to be yesterday. So yeah.
Yes. I subscribe to that philosophy of that what is meant to be is meant to be. So I try not to stress about things too much anymore. I used to stress about things, but not anymore. So I let things flow. We have questions that I've developed for Diane, but I'm so curious because as we were preparing for this interview, she said she's in her office and she has 20 employees who are using her internet network. So I'm curious, how many employees do you have in total? Because you have businesses in Ivory Coast as well.
I think I would say 20. I think all of it 26 maybe.
Wow.
26 people working for myself actually, yeah. Because I have an art gallery in Cameroon. I have concepts, all those people that work with different of my office in Abidjan or in Cameroon that are, they are kind of part of my team because they are paid every month. Because when I claim paycheck, I think about them too. About them too. But yes, I think when I hit like the number 20, I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? Because I can remember when I hired the first one 6 years ago. But we have to give the best quality to our clients. So it means that sometimes you will have less cash into your bank account, but you will have the satisfaction of your client, of your partner, of your customer, And that, for me, today is my best reward.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Congratulations on everything. That's incredible.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go into our first questions. They're real questions that I have for her. The first question is, you have a podcast. You're on my podcast right now. So I wanted to talk podcaster to podcaster. Your podcast is called Si Maman M'avait,
Yes.
which is what I wish my mom had told me, what I wish my mother had told me. What has been some of the interesting things that people have said to you they wished their mother had told them?
I think that most of my guests, I think they wish their mom good question. I think most of them miss the fact that the mother did not tell them enough that they love them, you know, and they have to understand that on the way, you know. Yeah, I mean, I believe that in 2023, we want to raise our child by letting them know that we love them,
yes,
that we are here for them,
yes,
that we protect them. Yes. And I think back in the days, our parents maybe had that in the mind, in the heart, but they could not find a way to express that. So I just have this impression that most of my guests wish the parents were able to say words, to put words on the feelings. And I feel like most of them just, grew up not being alone because they knew that they have family, uncle, cousin, but they need this mother-father love, real one. It's not because your mother is going to beat you or she's going to say, oh, don't eat there. Why are you eating here? You don't have food at home. That means that she loves you.
Yeah.
But when we talk today, we understand that. But I think many of them seek, words. I mean, they need to hear that the parents love them. They need to know that they wanted to know that the parent were there for them. Like the mom say, your mom says that I love you, I trust you, I believe in you. Not being like with these eyes like. No. Yeah. And I think because most of us today we are thinking, some are already parents, we are able to read experiences of others on internet, via social network, Instagram, or even podcasts. We are able to find a way to be a better person.
Yes.
And I think that even if people don't go to see a psychologist, they really understand that they are working with a trauma.
Yes.
And they want to cut the cycle. They want to break it.
Yes. And
even if it's like a small trauma, they want to break it. They want to raise the own kids.
Yes.
I think really, I think most of guests, they want to be I don't know how to say that in English. Des porteurs d'amour. They want to give love.
They want to be carriers of love.
Yes, they want to be carriers of love. So I think, yes, that's why I feel, you know,
that's very powerful. It's very powerful. It's transformational. I think it would change our continent if we can lead from love and raise children that know love. So thank you for sharing that. So you are a lady of many hats, many professions. And I struggle asking you this question because it's like asking a mother, what child do you prefer the most? But you do many things, and I'm curious, which one is the most fulfilling and why?
And I had one of my friends say, oh my God, if she thought you will get lost, and he say the best is to say she's the femme d'affaires, so she's the businesswoman.
Okay.
And now I'm going to introduce myself like this. I'm a going to now introduce myself as a businesswoman person. And now if someone wants to know more, they will ask me more, but they will be prepared to know that I do many things.
Yes.
I think it's the best entrance now for me to say, oh, I'm a businesswoman. And when they say, oh, what do you do?
Many things.
They already know that you are doing many things. Yeah. And say, oh yeah, I own a gallery. I have They're like, oh my God, it's all over the place. Is she okay? Is she okay? So I think it depends, you know. I remember when I launched Voudart, which is my concept store. I was there like every time. I think I was there all the weekend doing doing things, cleanings, putting clothes. And even my team at my communication agency, Omenkart, they were like, do you still work at Omenkart or are you now at Voudart? So I think when you have this new love, like new love, you are able to, I mean, when you have this new love, you are able to, you feel like, it's like new first love, like new crush. You have time for that, and then it becomes a real job, and then it becomes a real job. You're like, oh my God, I have to manage all of it. But I think my first baby, Omenkart, because Omenkart, I'm able to see the impact of what my team and we do in society life, because it's advertising.
Yes.
So you can change the way people perceive things. You can work on our culture assets. We can think about many things, and we are paid to be creative. So and sometimes we are lucky enough, and you have friends like mine that bring you flower just now. And
I love it. Thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. Oh, that's so... Hi, friend. We love friends that take care of friends. Salut, ça va?
Ça va très bien, merci, vous-même.
Ça va. Et c'est quoi ton nom?
Jessica.
Jessica, merci, Jessica. Tu as bien fait aujourd'hui.
Merci.
Ah, très gentil.
And you have people of my team wondering, they want to eat the food, but they won't eat food.
No. So you can't give it to them.
Oh my God. So Omenkart, I believe that this is true. Omenkart is really my baby. And thank you, my dear friend. And she wrote me that she loved me. And I'm grateful for that because I love her too.
Oh, ça c'est trop gentil.
Omenkart pay my bills.
Okay.
And Omenkart pay the bills of many of my team. So I will always be grateful for that. Because of Omenkart, I'm able to do everything I want.
Yes.
Without Omenkart, I wouldn't have been able to open my other business. Right. Because my salary helped me to invest in something else. So I will always be grateful for Omenkart. Omenkart is my love, it's my baby. and yes, and the other one are my babies, but I have a lot of respect for Omenkart because, it's like the massive big house, and now the rest are kind of the kids. I think the other project are the kids of Omenkart.
So your other baby is the Baköu Publishing House, and you've published 2 books so far. And I'm just curious how the journey has been, having a publishing house. What are your joys and what are your challenges of owning a publishing house?
I'm always, I don't do publishing to be rich. It's kind of my pleasure. I believe that we as Africans need to tell African stories on a different perspective. So I'm a businesswoman, so I'm going to, like I see Baköu, we only do like coffee table books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to produce 500 or 2,000 copies of beautiful books, but I know how I'm going to distribute that. Okay. And the main goal is to get my money back. But firstly, on the business aspect, but on the love aspect, I appreciate to see people having nice products on, I mean, in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the editing on the continent is super complicated because people don't read a lot on the continent. It's not evident to have a nice printer that gets you the good quality. And then we don't have a lot of distribution actors. So you need sometimes to get outside of the continent to be known. For myself, I have a small company in France that I created when I was student there. So I'm able to print in Belgium, to have my books at my mother's house because she lives in France, and I'm able to distribute in Europe. And then when I need to bring my books on the continent, you know, I put it in the luggage and I send it to Abidjan, Douala, or Dakar. But that's not how it's supposed to be. No. The business is supposed to be normally. If you print in Cameroon, then you have to sell it through Amazon to the US. The cost of the shipping is going to be 3 times maybe the cost of the book. So nobody is going to buy it. Yeah. So I think that for myself for now, Baköu edition is the way to celebrate my culture, to celebrate my people. And I think that after with the help of our government on the continent, we'll be able to create a safe space for cultural actors. Yes.
Wonderful. So going into culture, you mentioned at the beginning of our conversation that you actually have a gallery, and it's called Lokmo Makon. I hope I said that right.
So Lokmo Makon is the name of my grandparents on my mother's side, because my name Ngako is Bamileke one, so everybody knows that. But my mother is Bassa, and I was raised with them. So most of my life I felt I was Bassa, but knowing that the roots of my dad, and Baköu is the village of my dad, by the way. Baköu, yes, yeah, Baköu is a village not far from Bafang, dans le Omenkart, west part of the Cameroon. So I think I wanted to create a space where my name does not belong to it, where Lokmo plus Makon can live for many years without being, stick to me, to my person. Like, normally when you create a gallery, it has to be your name. Yes. But I did not felt that. It was, I wanted to pay, homage to my grandparents, and I wanted to do that. I think about them. And what I was saying is, Lokmo Makon is the name of my grandparents, and I wanted to pay an homage to them. And I do not want to have my name stick, Diane Audrey Ngako, stick on it. It means that no matter who is going to run it after me, they can, they will be able to take it. It
will live long after you.
Yes, that's the goal today. Sorry. And the idea, especially because I opened the art gallery in a mall, in the mall, it was I wanted to give the possibility to any and most of the Cameroonian, many Cameroonian to be able to get art, because we don't have art museum in Douala. Yeah. So having people coming to the gallery, taking picture, asking question, we can live from art. I always like to, I always love drawing, but my mom, she used to beat me, but now I can tell her that art, you can do a successful career in art and be happy. So even if I was an art collector, knowing art for the past 14, 15 years, I knew that I had a role to play as a cultural actor in Cameroon. That's why a few years ago I launched Douala Art Fair. This art fair, in the same mood, give envy to people to know much more about the culture, about the artists, and yes, that's all. And I can see the change. I can see how people evolve by thinking about artists when they take an office, when they build a house, and yeah.
Wow, that's really beautiful. You're changing lives. by amplifying the artwork in Cameroon. That's really beautiful. So my last question for you is, as I read your bio, among the incredible things that you've done, one of the things that you've spent your time on is advocating for issues related to albinism. And it's very interesting when we talk about destiny. My previous host, the last person I did my podcast on, Nsamala, also wrote a children's book on albinism. So yeah, it's a very pretty, beautiful children's book. He's also from Cameroon. And so I'm curious why you decided to focus on that cause. There are many causes that you could have focused on, but you chose that.
So actually, I chose that cause maybe 14 years ago when I was in France. I think I saw this, show how they were treated in Congo, in Cameroon, in different Angola, in different African country. And I said to him, and I knew, while living in France, that there was no more. The only issue was the lack of melanin.
Yeah.
And maybe, and yes, the lack of melanin, or maybe the eyes, because they have eyes issue, but they were like normal. And I remember in France, in Cameroon, growing in Cameroon, when we saw them, we're like, oh, Gengeru. We thought that they were dumb, but they were not. And I think I did a lot of things in France. I mobilized my network. At that time, I was a blogger well known in France, so I have company that helped me a lot. Even Clarence, even the brand Clarence, they give me a lot of product to send to Cameroon to help. But now, because you saw it in my bio, but now in 2023, I changed my goal. I think every 5 years I try to have a new implication. Yeah. So after albinism, I did a lot of things with women in jail in Cameroon. So just giving them basic stuff in Douala, like bringing food, clothes, having the stuff that make them feel normal. And I think I would still keep doing it, but now more than ever, I'm really focused on how youth, especially women, can be a part of the political environment in Cameroon and then in Africa, and how we are going to create and build a next generation of women leader, women in charge in Cameroon. So albinism, I will always have these things about putting money in different causes, but I follow, I support organizations that work with albinism, with pygmies, especially on the alcoholic issue that they may face in the community. Even mentally, I work a lot with Blue Mind Foundation, made by Marie-Alice de Puter, on how today we as Africans need to understand that mental health is health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, so, and now part of that, because I believe these three things, albinism, pygmies, the condition, and mental health, are really key for our society. I believe now women are able to be better.
Yeah.
This thing that I do is because I'm a woman. So I have this, not intuition, but I want the world to be more inclusive.
Yep.
I want the world to be more peaceful. And that's why we need to have women in charge. And my main focus for the next years will be to be involved and to see women involved in politics in Cameroon.
I love that. Last official interview question for you is, where should people keep up with your work? Is it your website, Instagram, Facebook?
I will say LinkedIn. I like to have people connected on LinkedIn because we are able to stay focused. Because on Instagram, you will see me going to Chanel and eat my favorite macaron à la durée, or eating my ndolé. Or even right now,
c'est bon.
Ndolé, Bombo escargot,
Oh mon
Bombo
Dieu.
snails, Iru.
Ça
yes,
fait longtemps pour moi. Il ne faut pas me dire.
Asia.
Il ne faut pas me dire.
And yeah, and LinkedIn, you are able to know much more about what I'm doing, and yeah, depending of you, but it's always the same name.
Okay, all right. So LinkedIn is where to get the professional update, and if you want to get a more cultural update of everything she's doing, you can go to Facebook and all the other social media platforms. Well, thank you so much, Diane. It's been an absolute joy learning about the multiple things that you're doing. You're absolutely incredible, and just more power to you and more power to the women on the continent and in Cameroon doing the work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda, for having me. I just appreciate that time. I think today was the best day to do it.
Yes.
And I'm feeling super grateful. Yeah. And I can't wait to know much more.